Let's go. Hi, my name's Jonny, and today I'm going to be doing a video for all the cheapskates out there.
I see you, Gary.
Hey, I get it. Absolutely flippin' love affordable bases. I think there's so much goodness that you can get for under £500, and so I wanted to put together a video today to showcase some of my favourites that I have played over the years of bass playing, and more specifically when I've been doing this channel. Now, I said cheapskates at the start, but that, because there is so much quality you can get, sometimes you don't need to be spending over £500 to get a fantastic bass these days. And that's a message that I always want to pass down, that it doesn't matter what name is on the headstock, it doesn't matter how much you've spent on a guitar. As long as it makes you happy and as long as it is suitable for what you're doing, that's absolutely fine. So I wanted to showcase in this list today some of the ones that I have played over the years of doing this channel that have really impressed me around that price point. So this list is in no particular order, so let's just start with the cheapest one on here, and that is the Harley Benton PB50. Taking its inspiration from the Fender 51P bass, this single non-split pickup bass is a no-nonsense P bass that gives you so much for the £100 price tag. I have worked with Harley Benton on a few videos and always been really impressed with their basses, especially for the money is absolutely ridiculous. When I think of Harley Benton, this is the bass that keeps coming up for me. For £100, you're getting a really good quality bass here, and when I reviewed it years ago on this channel, I absolutely loved it, and I so regret selling it. It's a great bass for flats, and this one that I had played really well. So if you're a beginner or want an old school style P bass just to throw around, this is a really great option. Oh yeah, by the way, all of the links for these basses you will find down below. If you're looking to pick this bass up for yourself, make sure you click my Thomann affiliate link in the description. That means if you click that link and buy anything from their site, I get a little bit of commission from your sale at no extra cost to you. It is a way that you can support the channel for free, apart from the cost of buying a bass, but who doesn't love that? Also, you can go ahead and click like and subscribe down here for weekly bass content, and there's even space down here to give me a little tip. So if you like what you see today and can whoa, nearly said a bad word then, can contribute in some way, I would be super grateful. On with the basses. Next up is one that you might not have seen before, and that is the Ashdown Roasted Series Saint. Yes, that is Ashdown, the legendary bass amp company. They do also make basses. Last year I reviewed the entire Roasted range, and the Saint, their kind of PJ offset model, was just such a winner in my eyes. Roasted maple neck, really high quality components, all for £330. To me, it was definitely competing with the likes of Squire, and even pushing it a little bit further. If anyone asks, should I get a Squire Classic Vibe or an Ashdown Saint, I would honestly say go for the Saint. It is so cool, and the colours it comes in, magnifique. I had it in the shell pink, but my personal favourite is that onyx green. I'm definitely going to try and pick one up for myself at some point. Next up, I want to talk about an affordable bass that really surprised me. I picked it up second hand on a total whim because it was cheap in my local area, just like your mum. And I had zero regrets. It was an SX PB. I don't quite know what the P stands for, but I do know that SX actually stands for Sex Extreme, because that's what you'll be having with one of these basses. We're bass players. No. For just under £200 new, these basses feel absolutely amazing. Just a classic, solid P bass that really gives you loads of excellent tones. The pickup in particular, I was really impressed with how full and punchy it sounded for under 200 smackaroons. Sticking in the land of P basses right now, I want to talk about the Sire P5. If you consider yourself a bit of a vampire and also love a good neck, then the Sire P5 is the one for you. Roasted maple neck with a satin finish and rolled fretboard edges. These feel absolutely phenomenal. They're on par with the Squire 40th Anniversary Vintage Edition, I think. The Sire, because of its features, just came out ahead of it. For £400, you know, it is perfectly priced. You're getting absolutely amazing feeling and a great sounding bass too, if you can get over that headstock. Now I want to talk about the Squire Rascal. This is an amazing offset short scale that is just something totally different to the rest of Squire's lineup. You've got these two massive wide open humbuckers. These are sometimes known as mudbuckers because of their muddy, non-defined sound. So I was super surprised to get the amazing tones out of this bass. For an average of like £379, these basses are just phenomenal players. And that humbucker in the bridge position sounded absolutely phenomenal. What makes this bass really stand out as well, it is a string through body. So you're getting that little bit extra, what feels like extra tension in the strings, while still having the benefits of a short scale. Whilst we're in short scale land, I want to talk about the Gretch Junior Jet 2. When I reviewed this bass, I was worried that it wasn't going to live up to all the hype, and I'm happy to say that it absolutely did. Since I made my video on that bass, they have released some absolutely insanely nice finishes for this bass. So if you want something that's pretty unique sounding and unique looking, then this is the one. For £300 to £350, depending on the finish, you're getting an amazing sounding bass here with the twin humbuckers. Single coils. This bass really punches above its weight, and seen on huge stages across the world being played by people like Mike Kerr from Royal Blood. So it's no surprise that these basses saturate effects like distortion really, really well and sound super full. Before we finish off this list, I want to give a quick shout out to some of the honourable mentions that didn't quite make the cut. First off, we had the Squire 40th Anniversary P-Bass. I'm talking in particular about the vintage edition with its old style hardware, satin body, satin neck, amazing bass. Next up, another Squire P-Bass, and that is the Sonic series. This is one of Squire's most affordable basses, and I've heard from people like Alan Brown, aka Bully the Kid, that these basses are absolutely phenomenal. I haven't actually played this bass, so I can't confidently say, yes, it's the best for under £500, so it didn't make it onto this list. Similarly, I haven't yet played the Sire Z series because nobody's played them because they're not out yet. Due to be released later this year, Sire are bringing out their version of the Music Man Stingray with some slight changes from the original design, but embedding all of that excellence that Sire always brings. I have no doubt that these basses are probably really, really great, but of course they're not out yet. I haven't played them. They can't make it on the list. I would definitely like to play one in the future though, so make sure you go and badger Sire and tell him that Jonny Dibble needs to review one of these basses. Speaking of Stingrays, my last pick for best basses under £500 is the sub-series Ray 4 from Sterling by Music Man. My Ray 4 that I have is just out of shot, and yeah, from the moment I got this bass, it was just fantastic. It's a satin neck with a jazz bass profile, which just feels so right on a Stingray. I had an American Music Man Stingray, and whilst that sounded so good, it was heavy and the neck was far bigger than what I was used to on my Ray 4. And so ultimately, I decided to keep the Ray 4 with plans to upgrade the preamp and the pickup down the line. With the Ray 4, you don't quite get the zing Stingray, more like Zingray. However, I'm sure with a few modifications you could really get it to where it needs to be. That doesn't stop it from earning its place on this list because they are really, really fantastic basses in my opinion. So there we go, that was my entire list. Like I said, no particular order, but please let me know in the comments down below which ones I have missed, because there are definitely a lot of fantastic basses for this price point. I would love to cover even more basses and maybe even update this list down the line. So make sure you comment down below your suggestions for your favourite bases for under £500 or $500 or euros, wherever you're from in the world. What's your favourite affordable base? Once again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.